let's go ahead and make some sugar paste. I'm using 3 ingredients. The first is some white granulated sugar. Then we also have some water and some meringue powder. And so this meringue powder is a brand called CK Products Meringue Powder, and this is very important. It's what you might want to call an industrial strength meringue powder, and it's not the typical meringue that you would get at a grocery store. So you want to use this exact brand or grade of meringue to ensure that your skulls harden up correctly. So if you use the meringue that you could get at a grocery store, your sugar skull blanks will likely not harden up correctly and will probably just be sandy and crumbly. So very important, and a reliable source of the CK Products Meringue Powder is a website called MexicanSugarSkull.com. Just for your information. So I'm making a relatively small batch of sugar paste. I have 3 cups of sugar here because I want to make 6 of these half-cup sugar skull blanks. So let's start mixing up our ingredients. To my 3 cups of sugar, I'm going to add 3 teaspoons of the meringue powder. 2 and 3. There we go. And you'll notice that there is a formula to the mixture. So for every 1 cup of sugar, you want to use 1 teaspoon of the meringue powder. So I'm just mixing up my dry ingredients here, making sure that I get the meringue powder evenly distributed throughout the sugar. All right, that looks like we've got it. And also make sure that if you have any lumps of sugar in there, that you kind of work them out. All right. So to my 3 cups of sugar, my 3 teaspoons of meringue, I'm then going to go ahead and add some water, and I'm going to add 3 teaspoons of water. There we go. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And so again, you may notice there's a formula to the mixture. For every 1 cup of sugar, you want to use 1 teaspoon of meringue and 1 teaspoon of water. So it's a 1 cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of meringue to 1 teaspoon of water. And so because I'm starting with 3 cups of sugar here, I added 3 teaspoons of meringue and 3 teaspoons of water. And so I'm just mixing with the spoon at first to get kind of the initial mixture going, but then I'm just going to switch to using my hands. And this is where your sense of touch becomes really important, because as you're working the moisture through the sugar paste here, what you're looking for is a feeling like a moist, cool beach sand. And you want to just keep working the moisture through there. Keep feeling for the right consistency, and that right consistency is, I'm going to show you in just a sec. We're going to do a squeeze test on it to make sure that our sugar paste has the right amount of water in it to get it to hold together and harden up correctly in the molds there. I just feel a few more lumps of moisture in there, so I just want to work that all out there, and it actually feels really nice. All right. There we go. So the squeeze test. So just grab a bunch of the sugar paste in your palm there and open your hand up, and you see how this is holding together. That's the consistency that we want. If you opened your hand and it just fell open like this, that would mean that you don't have enough moisture in the sugar paste, and you'd want to add a little bit more water to it. But not so much water that it becomes too moist, and in which case once you get it into your mold, it may not unmold correctly, or even if it does, it may not harden up correctly during the drying out process. So I think we've come up with quite a nice and stable sugar paste there, ready to be molded into our sugar skull blanks.